Tinubu is one of the foremost politicians in Nigerian history.
Tinubu and his people created a
democracy.
militia. Who said those words, Daniel?
Tinubu has helped in strengthening democracy in
Tinubu
Nigeria.
and his people created a militia, Daniel. Who said those words?
Tinubu brought in leadership skills into governance.
Tinubu and his people created a militia. Who said those words?
Tinubu and his people never created the militias. That's
so why did you say they did on January 22nd, 2023?
I never said that.
The candidate of All Progressives Congress, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and his people created a militia. This is the first time in the history of Nigeria we are seeing a political party creating a militant arm leading to election.
Does he have a militia that tried to kill you?
He doesn't have. I never said he tried to kill me.
I myself have received threats from him and his camp. Your words.
I never said that.
There is also this threat to life, and I can tell you that because I myself have received threats from Asiwaju and his camp.
You said it was so corrupt, the 2023 election, Tinubu's win, you said that you couldn't eat food for 3 days.
I never said that. Where?
And legitimate complaints were raised all over Nigeria. That part is what threw me off balance. In fact, I became so sick. For the past 3 days, I found it very hard eating food.
Tinubu is not just super rich. It's what he does with his wealth. In 2019, 2 armored money trucks, bullion vans, were seen going into his house, coming out of his house. Where did that money go?
No. Point, did you see the money? Or those who reported, did they see money inside the bullion van?
Was there no money in the bullion vans?
How am I to know?
You said it was money in the vans at the time,
I never
2023, February.
But there is only one person in Nigeria who is alleged to have moved money through bullion vans, and that person is on their ballot as the presidential candidate.
On the eve of the presidential elections, 2 cash-laden bullion vans, your words, were seen on the premises, which was ostensibly for vote buying. Your words, January 22nd, 2023.
Have
you just disowned everything you've said in order to work for this president?
I'm coming. What you just said now, I want to put it on record, on my own honor. That's not what I said.
Year-old woman is a virgin and she regrets it. Yes, you heard that correctly. Mariam has maintained her purity for over a century and is unable to find a lover. But hold on, there's more to her story. She once met a white man whom she fell in love with. They had big plans together. Despite having a wonderful time, she chose to remain virgin until marriage. However, the boyfriend mysteriously disappeared. She turned down other African men who showed interest in her and waited for her man. But to this day, he has not returned, nor has he even communicated with her. She stayed celibate, but in the end, she felt betrayed. What happened to the boyfriend? Is he still alive? Why is there no communication? And how has this woman managed to maintain her virginity for over 100 years?
Why is this not trending? Over 170 people have been killed in a village in Kwara State of Nigeria because they refused the Sharia law. They've been killed by Islamic radicals. The report states that the jihadis invaded this community through a border with Niger State and demanded that all villagers must embrace the Sharia law. And when they refused, they rounded them up, tied them, placed them on the floor, shot them, executed them so gruesomely. Survivors of this jihadist attack reported that the Islamic terrorists even took a break to pray. They took a break to pray while they were trying to execute people. They took a break to pray and then they continued to the gruesome killing of innocent people. And I've said this before, if you have to kill for your God, you don't have a God. That God should be worshipping you. How does
Crazy. I'm in Kenya because my friend is getting married to a white man. Y'all, for every Kenyan woman, there's a white man. I mean, interracial babies everywhere. I thought it was just a running joke, but Kenyan women love white men. Ain't nothing wrong with it, you know what I'm saying? Well, it is what it is, but I mean, I can't look to the left, look to the right, look to the front, or I don't even gotta look to the back of me. If I move out the way right now, you're gonna see a cop. You're gonna see a white man with a Kenyan. They love these white men, I know that's right.
now in Nigeria. We can't take our eyes off of that. I just want to say to my colleagues, to all of us, I'm deeply concerned that Nigeria has hired the K Street lobbying firm, DCI, to the tune of $9 million, $750,000 a month. And a Nigerian billionaire, has entered into a $120,000 a month contract with Valcor to influence Congress and the executive branch. And Ambassador, you know as well as I over these many years, because you have fought this fight. They hire these firms, they come up with their very well-written talking points to say, nothing to see here. And unfortunately, how these firms are just so good at advocating for their client. Well, advocate for freedom and end to religious persecution. I have many other things I'd say, but I want to cut it off here. And I do want to thank, again, all of you for being here. So basically, Nigeria government picked a firm that supports Donald Trump in the United States, pays them $9 million of our money, of our tax, to lobby, in fact, not lobby, to bribe the US firm to talk good about Nigeria. That is what is being exposed here. Instead of spending $9 million on fighting insecurity, they spent it on bribe and lobby, because that is only what this government understands. Bribe, lobby. That's how they got into power. They were not voted in. They bribed their way into by INEC, Observer, and they are continuing that process instead of fixing this country. Nigerians, you can see the people that are ruling you. That is why they don't want electronic transmission of results, so they can still bribe INEC and continue. Stand up and unite.
Assalamu alaikum. Kamar yadda kuke ganin kallon mu a nan wajen, wannan gari da kuke gani wani gari ne, kauye ne na wasu talakawa bayin Allah wanda suke noma shekara akalla sama da 200 a wannan waje. Kuma in kuka kalla can gari ne ga masallaci, ga al'umma, ga filin kwallo, can wasu ma suna kwallo yanzu haka. Nan gefe na ga gidajen mai ana yi. Wannan gari yana karaman hukumar Kubau ne. Ancau kenan, hanyar Ancau. So yau tsawon kwanaki 12 al'umman garin nan suka wayi gari suka ga wasu fararen fata. Wasu mutanen China sun zo garin nan da wata na'ura suna aune. Bayan sun gama auna sai suka ce suna so a saida musu da tun daga farkon garin nan har zuwa ƙarshen garin nan. So bisa wannan dalilan wa'annan al'umma su kuma ba abin.
Parents who have given birth to children that live in the UK, please get over the fact that we are no longer back home, we are in the UK. I don't care about a bride price. I don't care what people back home are thinking about me. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care about forcing tradition into my life when I wasn't raised in that tradition. Like I'm not gonna be sending the money back home for no funerals. I'm not sending money back home for no weddings. I don't know these niggas. And off that, I don't know who these people are, so why do I care what anything I do looks like to them? African parents really need to get over this incessant need to do image with everyone. Oh, it's gonna look so bad to the family back home, oh this, oh that. I don't care. No one cares, actually. Keep your culture, keep your traditions, but don't force nobody to abide by certain traditions that you like to follow. Just please leave me alone, get out of my face. African parents who have given birth to children that live in the UK, please get over the fact that we are no...
I'm gonna show you the bathroom. Okay. I smell something already. Out them toilet. Oh, hell no! Yeah. All I see is a wooden plank with a hole cut out in it. Yeah.
Paper for the engineer.
Wait.
Yeah.
This is paper to write on. You wipe his...
Yes! Stop it.
That's how... Sit. Finish.
That's it. I'm a little bit embarrassed of his reaction in front of my father. He's gonna show you the bathroom.
Okay.
Since Rick came to Madagascar, he complains about everything.
Don't like the traffic, I'll tell you that much already. And they just leave the meat out like this without refrigeration? These are tight quarters right here, man. It's kind of squished. It's hot. I hope it's not gonna be this hot in Nosy Bay. Shouldn't they have like some long tongs?
No, we don't need the long tongue. You are the only bougie here, Alfredo, or something. Oh my God, terrible. Ever since Ray came to
rice harvested in Ghana, it's not enough to feed the people of Greater Accra for 2 weeks.
But then why come people are still complaining that they don't have buyers?
I'll share with you a data. I was 25 when I saw $1 million in my personal account. And then I came across a document of a shipment of rice from Vietnam to Ghana. I went through the document and I saw the numbers and I'm like, I wanted to work with Ghanaians. I thought it was a good idea. The first thing that comes to an average Ghanaian person's mind when he's given an opportunity in the business field is steal. In 3 months, we had just lost over $1 million as
of rice.
Of rice. No revenue, no recovery. Rice is gone. The company is in debt.
I see.
They would rather work for, say, a Lebanese man who has very strict and low salary rates. The system is so tight that way Ghanaians want to work.
If someone chooses to import rice, what is the process? I've been hearing that the imported rice is still cheaper than the locally produced rice. Why?
It's quite simple, but very complicated.
All right. Is that because the rice business is lucrative?
Connected Minds.
These Somalians, they come in and they want to try to piggyback off of the racial trauma that African Americans have been through in America. And I think this is the most obnoxious, bad faith, stolen valor bullshit that I've seen. Have you noticed this, right? They're saying like, oh, you're racist to us. No, bro, you don't have anything to fucking do with slavery. You don't have anything to do with Jim Crow. You don't know what the fuck Jim Crow is. But you're trying to come here and use our social problems to try to weaponize and steal our fucking money. And then the fact is that there are black people here that have been. I mean, the thing is that, listen, it's a complex issue. But the truth is that I know a lot of people don't agree with some of my views in the way that, like, I think that, I think black people should be treated, etc. It might sound bad, but I think they should be treated better. And, these problems that they've endured systematically and historically, I think there are ripple effects of that even now. It's true. They're coming in and they're trying to steal that for themselves. They're trying to take that for themselves. This is
You're African, bro.
Yeah, I'm African, bro. I'm not denying the fact.
You're not black, bro. You're African.
Being African is being black. Are you dumb?
Nah, bro. On God, there's a difference. Okay, so you're black, yeah? If someone's black, like, they carry the culture, the heritage, all that stuff of a black person, But an African guy, he has different culture, he has different everything. And if you look at, when you talk black, I'm thinking like African American, like the black guys you see in the U.S. But then when you say African, I'm thinking of all the Niger boys, all those guys, Ghana and all that stuff. It's very different people.
Ever since my mom gave birth to me, I've never seen anybody as stupid as you. You are beyond stupid. I'm lost of words to describe how stupid you are, bro. You make me lose a brain cell. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I might gotta go to bed after this. Like, I'm done streaming.